So I think our first responsibility is to educate people. I think one of the challenges in the modern world that we live in is the need to educate more and more people about more different things. If we look back, into the founding years of the American Republic, for example, back in the 18th century, very few people knew about science in a serious way. And 18th century science was serious science. But the part of the population that was educated, the part that had access to books, that had the basic kind of education to understand that. And I think one of the challenges of democracy is we have people voting on very fundamental issues, not often directly, but through their political choices. And so people really need to understand the issues involving science, the importance of research, for example, the importance of universities' play in research, how investments in research have paid off for society. Look at something like the space program, where people think, well, is it worth all that money to put a man on the moon or whatever our next aspiration is? Well, it turns out that the real benefit of programs like that isn't what you get from putting a man on the moon. It really is, as John Kennedy said here at Rice University, what you get from rising to the challenge, the amazing knowledge that gets spun off from that, and all of the different things that you can do to that knowledge. So the public really has to be educated to that. And they have to be educated with the potential of stem cells, for example, controversial issue. But people have to understand what the science is and what the potential is. What we gain from knowledge about black holes in the universe, they may be very far away and maybe we'll never hopefully encounter a black hole, but the knowledge we gain from fundamental science eventually finds its way, in my view, into human progress. And again, that's the kind of faith that universities are built around, that giving people the freedom to explore knowledge of the universe, to understanding the plants that sit outside the window or the galaxy far, far away, that knowledge is actually going to improve not simply our understanding of the world, but the way we're able to use our knowledge of the world in making life better for people.